ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the second pay-per-view of the save, the final pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania. This is WWE Fastlane. Welcome back to episode number 14 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. And a lot of the paths to WrestleMania will become clear after tonight. So let's just jump straight into the show. We have the kickoff show. It's Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. They actually get a fair bit of time because the kickoff show, there's like nothing else going on, so I can give them as much as I want. So they got 12 minutes here. And it was a very rushed breakup of Ryder and Desire because they had no chemistry as a tag team, so I had to send them on their way. And the match here ends with Carmella and Lana coming in and helping Mandy Rose score the pinfall over her former best friend, and seemingly aligning with the blonde. Well, Carmella's not technically blonde anymore, but actually no, I probably would make her go back blonde for this angle because they'd look as a trio of blondes, and just Carmella just looks better as a blonde anyway, so why not make her just go back? We get the opening package, very SmackDown heavy. Oh no, I guess Charlotte and Becky are on Raw technically right now, so that's not really that SmackDown heavy. That is a Raw angle, and because there's nothing going on the Raw main event scene because the Universal title is never defended on pay-per-view. So there's that. We start with the SmackDown tag title match, which gets a 78B. That's actually decent. And it's the Usos who defeat the New Day in 1801. Jimmy Uso would pin Kofi with the double super kick. And the Usos are going to be the tag team that take the SmackDown Tag Team Championships into WrestleMania, barring some fluke out of nowhere title switch on TV, which isn't going to happen, I can tell you that. Cruiserweight title. Buddy Murphy defeats Drew Gulak. 12:49, Murphy's Law. The unstoppable Buddy Murphy defeats his foe yet again, and as expected, will take his championship to WrestleMania to defend against either the first person to score 3 points or whoever pins him in a non-title match. United States title. This isn't the finish I said. The game, I don't know, well, I get why, but the game should put 2 and 2 together. Because I've put Rusev to accidentally hit Shinsuke and tainted pinfall. So any normal person or game of sound mind would go, he wants Rusev to hit him and then EC3 to pin him off that. No, but this game's gone, we'll have Rusev hit him, but then the match will continue for a little bit, and then EC3 will cheat to win with his hand on the tights. So they've basically done like the actual IRL when Mandy Rose pinned Asuka on the most recent SmackDown in real life. They've done that, but the non-logical finish. So Rusev hits him, then he goes into either a roll-up or hits his finish and gets the win. They're not two completely separate entities like the game's trying to tell you. Tag titles. Lashley and Apollo are scoring the 67 apiece. They're very even, but they do lose here because of an interference by both members of the Revival. It just says Scott Dawson, but I think I did set them both, so the game just hates me today. And Brood and Gable make defense again. It says number 2, but not actually number 2 of the Raw Tag Team titles. And we seem to have a very interesting situation arising with 3 tag teams, maybe even 4, if you count Hawkins and Ryder here on Raw. So I'm sure I didn't include them for no reason. I'm sure there was a reason I remembered they existed. Middle of the show, I wanted to main event with this, but I couldn't for reasons we'll get into later. But we get Ronda defeating Charlotte clean with an armbar in 1935. We would have had Becky at ringside, but she didn't get involved. She just sat there like the good little girl she is. And Ronda defeats Charlotte. Charlotte just loses her chance to get into the WrestleMania main event. After the match, we have Becky getting in the ring, and she and Ronda have a stare down. Like, Ronda would hold the title up, Becky would just laugh in her face. They'd look at the WrestleMania sign, point at it. We would get a shot of Charlotte on the apron, looking sad and defeated, back into the ring at Ronda and Becky, who are having the face-off. And then she'd look up sad at the WrestleMania sign because she seems destined for Battle Royal at this point because she's lost her 2 chances to get in the Raw Women's title match. We then get Elias, Corbin and Jinder defeating Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle and Babatunde when Corbin defeats Kurt Angle clean with an end of days, which I'm sure won't go down too well with the 2 big guys who get in the ring after the match, look down at the defeated Kurt Angle, and they start to home to their feet, but then they sort of lock eyes, realise, hey, we're 2 big monsters here. Imagine the damage we could cause as a duo. And then they lift Angle up, and he gets dropped with a double choke slam. And the 2 big monsters, the monsters among men, temporarily named, but probably won't be their official name, are now alive on their quest for tag team gold, as the goal is and they are a heel unit after a beatdown on Kurt Angle. SmackDown Women's title match. Asuka and Nikki Cross have a very back and forth even contest. Like, there's a couple of times where you think Nikki could have Asuka. It goes 14 minutes and they'd both be down when somebody would charge out of the crowd with Singapore Kane in tow. Our good friend Charlotte Flair is back, and she's realised, hey, I can't get in the Raw title match, so time to shoehorn myself in somewhere else. The match gets thrown out. Charlotte smashes Asuka and Nikki Cross with Singapore Canes across the back, smacks everybody in sight, and then poses, grabs the SmackDown Women's title, holds it up high and looks at the Mania sign, points at it, and Charlotte Flair has a plan B. She's not going to miss out. She's not going to gain that Battle Royal. She's a Flair, goddammit, and she's too good for that Battle Royal. So she's found another way in. Shane and The Miz have their match, and Shane actually gets a 78B, but Miz pins him clean. Shane is getting a 48, and he's not got a future in ring in this save. If the goals are everything to go by, he shouldn't have a future at all in the save because he does need to die, but I have no control over that. So after the match, we get The Miz with an evil beatdown on Shane McMahon. He'd scream at him saying, "You're not the best in the world, you're a joke, I'm the best in the world." Miz would throw him around the ringside, chair him, just batter him up. And we'd get Shane all red-faced and sweaty and screaming in agony, going, "Ooh!" as The Miz seems to have taken WrestleMania out of Shane McMahon's future. We then move on to our main event of the evening. No, we don't, sorry. We move on to our Intercontinental title match. I forgot about this. Finn Balor defeats Tyler Breeze in 14:31 with the coup de grace. Makes defense number 4 of his Intercontinental title as Finn looks to take it to Mania. The big news is, after the match, Breeze is getting to his feet when another man storms out of the crowd out of nowhere. Our good friend Dean Ambrose, who we haven't seen since episode 1, gets in the ring, and like has been the theme on this show, a post-match absolute destructive beating of Tyler Breeze, dirty deeds to him. Finn's just there watching, but then Ambrose would go over to Balor, drop him with the dirty deeds, hold up the Intercontinental title, and then he'd grab a microphone and be like, "If I'm leaving, I'm taking this son of a bitch with me," and he'd storm out with Finn's IC title in his grasp. God damn, this did good. Main event time, actually now. 94A. Daniel Bryan defeats Mustafa Ali and Samoa Joe. Bryan pins Ali with the running knee. Defends the Hemp Championship. And overcomes all odds, the Elimination Chamber. And then he defeated the person who took into his limits in the end of the chamber, as well as the guy who had to miss it because of injury here tonight. So he's really proved he's the best on SmackDown, and everybody has been beaten by him. So who will step up to face him at WrestleMania? We end the show. We get... I'm hoping for something good because of that main event. Did I even click the... I didn't. I'm hoping for something good because of that main event. 90A. Babatunde was slightly overused. Okay, we'll get used to that because how else are we going to turn him into the megastar that he needs to be? But that is the end of WWE Fastlane. We are now well and truly on the road to WrestleMania, and I'll see you tomorrow for Raw.